Hi, and welcome back to Treehouse Garden. I've been homebound from teaching for almost a full week now, and this week has been a real eye-opener, and I'm very thankful for the garden that I have. Going to the grocery store and seeing shelves empty, no eggs, a lot of things that we eat on a daily basis kind of freaked me out a little bit. And I was thinking, gosh, I have all kinds of canned goods. I have my chickens producing eggs, and I have a garden full of vegetables. And there's just something really calming about that feeling. So today's video, I'm creating to show you some of the seeds that I'm growing to put into the garden this summer. So maybe this unfortunate event that's happening in the world today and the fact that you might be home with time on your hands is maybe a blessing. So let's look at the seeds that you can be planting now to prepare for summer garden. Let's go. I'm quite fortunate that we live in an old house with a big basement. So I have warming mats and grow lights that I bought at Garden Year Round, where I start my seeds inside. And you can see right now, I always like to remember to, when I plant vegetables, to also plant flowers, because I love flowers around the property, and plus they bring in the bees. So here are some, let's see what it says, zucchini plants, and then those are some cosmos over there. We have some lettuce here. And these haven't popped up yet. These actually are the tomatoes that I started, not the first row, that's cilantro, but the tomatoes there that we started in my last tomato tutorial. This is my second table here in the basement, and I have planted some, let's see, some eggplant, and this is cilantro right here. Here are more tomatoes that I have popping up. Tomatoes especially like warming mats. These are cucumbers. They haven't popped up yet. I just did those 2 days ago. And we have some delicata squash and some scallop squash. More tomatoes. Oh wow, these are looking really good. These have like doubled since yesterday. And these are honey boat squash and Peter Pan squash and zucchini. And more squash here popping up. It's so fun to come down every day and water the seeds and see how much they've actually grown. So these are the little babies. When they get a little bit bigger, kind of like these guys here, or with 3 or more leaves and they look pretty sturdy, I go take them to the greenhouse to put them in bigger pots and let them grow out there. So let's go see what's in the greenhouse. Oh, a quick little pit stop on the way. Check out my peas. They have doubled. They really enjoyed all that rainwater, and then today the sun's popping up and they look gorgeous. Look how big they are. And I have a lot of snap peas coming up pretty soon. It's a good thing I headed to the greenhouse when I did, because I can see some of my plants need watering. So on this side of the greenhouse are my plants that I plan on selling, and on the other side, I'll show you in a second, are plants that are going in my garden. So these lovely ladies are red zebra tomatoes. And over here, these are sweetie tomatoes. And up here are the ones I talked about before. They're the Cherokee purple heirloom tomatoes that I got from Seed Savers. And they are looking very fabulous. And we have more zebra tomatoes here. They're really cool. They're red with like stripes that are almost sort of yellow. Some beautiful purple kale. That's looking wonderful. I love kale. I love to make kale chips especially. And more tomatoes. So hopefully my neighbors are in the market for tomatoes this year. And up high are my tomatillos and more Cherokee purple tomatoes that are going to go in my garden. They're getting really big, but it's still too cold all of a sudden to put them in the ground. So they're just going to have to hang out here for a little bit longer. Check out my cute little basil. I bought these from Johnny Seeds, and they're pelleted seeds, which means they're like coated in a, like these ones were green. Makes it super easy to put just one seed in each little spot. So these are going to be planted next to the tomatoes, because who doesn't love pasta pomodoro with fresh tomatoes and basil? And lastly, I have some fennel that's growing here. It's about ready to go in the ground. And this is actually a winter crop. I've grown it in the summer just fine also. And then some beautiful artichokes. I'm excited to get a couple more of these in the ground because they do have to get really big and older before they start to produce artichokes that are big enough to eat. So that's my quick video for today. I'm ready to get my hands dirty and actually get in the garden since it's a beautiful day right now. To recap, you could be planting tomatoes, eggplant, any type of squash. That includes winter squash because that actually is a summer vegetable. Your tomatillas, your cilantro, your basil. Gosh, I mean the possibilities are endless. So I hope that you, during your homeward boundness this week, try your hand at planting some seeds. Now, you don't need a fancy basement and warming lights like I do. You can just put your seeds, plant them in an old egg carton or a strawberry container that you might have, those plastic ones, and put them in a windowsill and let them get nice and warm and start to sprout. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye, and thank you again for joining me at Treehouse Garden. Stay safe and seed the day.